That old cowboy music brings back a lot of memories of the wild, wild west. One day, I sat beside the banks of the Rio Grande, the historic, beautiful, long Rio Grande River near McAllen, Texas, and I composed this poem, and it's entitled, On the Banks of the Rio Grande. I sat on the banks of the Rio Grande and watched the stream go by. It was still and quiet, humid and hot, not a single cloud in the Texas sky. The cliffs loomed high, water running smooth, with whirlpools that furled and swirled. A concert of nature before my very eyes, the air did abound with faint calls as I peered from the banks so high. Pondering mysteries of days gone by, I noticed a hawk in the deep blue sky. It caught a warm breeze, floated along until soon drifting out of sight, leading me to think of the eagle both nations share, of its strength, its beauty, and its might. I sat on the banks of the Rio Grande and thought of its bending, winding trail that this ancient old stream has carved for itself through centuries with much avail. From cowboy days when life was tough, the river was a perilous place to ford, where vaqueros, cowboys, and lots of bandidos stormed across, maybe on this very shore. Captain King with his riverboats, and even Robert E. Lee, sailed up from Brownsville in those days of yore, and all of them, every one of them, passed by this very point, adding to their own life's lore. I sat on the banks of the Rio Grande, where one culture ends and another begins. Strange that both shores look so much the same, yet this meek, once mighty barrier is the divider between two completely different lands. Life on the one shore shines aglow with light, the other sadness of a poverty-stricken, deep dark night. Many a day poor souls have passed this wet barrier in search of a new way of life. Some make it, some don't, and some end up hurt. I sat on the banks of the Rio Grande and watched the stream go by, as if I were an invited guest with a watery host, where Mexico seems so far, yet is so very close. Seems so strange that at this most important site, what to us is a boundary on a map, is to cows and crows just another place to nap. One day they're munching in Mexico, the next the USA. To them it's all the same, you see. They need no passport anyway. Yes, I sat on the banks of the Rio Grande, pondering its past, present, and dreamed of how it was formed and how it came to be, even to rival the Mississippi. So as I stood up to leave, turning once more to see this mighty Rio Grande, I knew I was free. God bless America. This poem is found on page 252 of the ClarkvonHeller collection. I thought I had it upside down. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, ClarkvonHeller, at youtube.com. Have a beautiful day.